Okay, I'm out on my second kayak adventure, leaving from the same place. My plan is to, this time, travel along the edge of the spit, out towards the east end, past the naval station, and probably all the way to the end. Maybe stick my nose out on the Strait of Juan to Fuca just a little bit. It's very calm right now. Temperature is very comfortable. We're in the middle 60s, so just an ideal day to do this. Again, just before I put the boat in, I saw either a seal or an otter. I'm not sure which. I don't see it now, but one of these days, maybe I'll get some pictures of those. Several large ships in off to my right. I may get a little closer to those in a bit. And I'll try to show you some more views in a little while. For now, I'm just going to focus on paddling. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I think you can see behind me now some of the big ships that are in here. Try to get this lined up better. And see if we can swing this around. I think now you can probably see the Coast Guard station, which I'm getting closer to, and I'm going to go on down that way. I'll be back. I want to share with you the relaxing sound of paddling on very calm water. You can probably hear just the sound of the paddles in the water. Just after I recorded the last segment, I'd barely turned the camera off and I heard a loon calling. I did get out the camera that's got some zoom lens. I got an image that I'll probably plug into this. It's not going to be very large. It was still quite a ways off. But that's the first time since Christmas Day of 17 that I've actually photographed a loon. So that's very significant. A lot of you probably don't know, for years I photographed loons a lot, various places, and I actually got photos that proved to people who'd been studying loons for years that some of what they thought was not true. I got photos showing a loon laying eggs up in the wildlife refuge in the UP of Michigan, and that pair had already lost their eggs, so they laid a couple more, and it was thought loons never did that. So I was able to prove that, and I was also able, working at Lake Monroe in Indiana, actually a reservoir, where in October, November, thousands of loons migrating south spend some time. It was thought before photos I was able to get there that loons either molted before migration or after migration, that they wouldn't be able to fly during. But I photographed common loons in summer plumage and winter plumage and in transition, and even had a Pacific loon in those images. So number of books published since then have that new information. Loons are believed to be, other than insects, the oldest living animals on the planet that still match the oldest known fossils. But they are in increasing trouble now, largely from lead pollution and other pollutions, but just fascinating birds. So I wanted to share that with you just as you hear the sounds of the paddles going through the water. Hopefully you can hear this well. I do have a floating waterproof bag around my phone just so I don't lose it. It will float if it does go in the water. Phone should be okay in the water anyway, but this is salt water, so I want to take good care of it. I'm looking at a bird up off to my left. Can't quite tell from here what it is. That's a gull calling. This bird is not what I saw before, although it may be a loon. Trying to get closer carefully. It's a loon. It's flying away. It was taking off as loons do. They run across the water because they're heavy birds. They have solid bones. And they run quite a bit until they get enough airspeed to take off, kind of like a plane. So that was a loon. Wish I could have recorded that, but hopefully before long I'll have equipment that I can carry my DSLR and telephoto lens safely, except for when I've got them out for use, and then I'll be able to record some more things like that. I will come back in a bit. I'm now out on the open waters of the Strait of Juan de Fuca. I've gone around the end of the spit. You see the Olympic mountains behind me, plus the end of the spit. I've gone past the Coast Guard station, and let me turn the camera around and you'll see Canada. And there, I hope you're seeing Canada off across the strait on the horizon. I can't really see what I'm showing you, so I'm doing my best. And turning back over here to the surf with the Olympic mountains in the background. And here comes a boat. Sorry for the shakiness there. And it's time for me to turn around and head back for home. Show you how clear the water is. Maybe too much reflection there. Let's try it over here. Very different from the lakes I'm used to back in Indiana, which were all reservoirs and not actual lakes, so they were quite muddy.